Alrighty, welcome to this video where we're going to be speaking about tips for fertility with PCOS, because we know PCOS is the leading cause of infertility in females. So I want to give you all the education for optimizing your fertility. Now, how this video might differ from other videos is with this video and everything I do, I want to get to the nut and bolt. I want to get to the actual cause of your fertility issues, and that's what we're doing here. And then I want to approach your fertility strategy by focusing on the underlying trigger or drivers. And I really wanted to make this video because I know this is a real pain point for a lot of my clients, a lot of the women in my VIP group, and just a lot of you who like to watch my videos. So I really want to give you the knowledge. I want to give you the education so you don't feel hopeless, because you shouldn't, because falling pregnant with PCOS should be possible for most women. Now, of course, there are cases where you may not be able to fall pregnant naturally, but for the vast majority of women with PCOS, if you address the underlying causes, then you can fall pregnant naturally. But I want to explain this to you. So if we look here on the right, reduced fertility, that is the symptom you may be experiencing at the moment. You know, you've been trying to fall pregnant, you've been trying your hardest, you and your partner doing everything you believe is correct, but for whatever reason, you aren't falling pregnant. So why is this happening? And with PCOS, and we can only speak about PCOS causes because there are other causes, but with this video, I'm just talking about PCOS specific causes. It's because of these ovulation issues, whether you're not ovulating at all, so you're having anovulatory cycles, or you're ovulating infrequently, so your timed intercourse is extremely difficult to know when you should be doing it, because there's probably only a 3 to 5 day a month period when you can fall pregnant. So it's all got to do with these ovulation issues, and I'll explain this in other videos. But the issue here is this follicular arrest. It's how PCOS and the hormonal issues that PCOS is creating to your menstrual cycle hormones, so LH, FSH, estrogen, and therefore progesterone, that is causing your body not to ovulate regularly on a regular cycle. So it's all got to do with this follicular arrest. I'll do another video in the future deep diving into follicular arrest and ovulation, but very simply, if you are not ovulating, you cannot fall pregnant. So therefore, to give yourself the best chances of falling pregnant, you want to be ensuring you're ovulating regularly, and then it's just putting your faith in God's work, because for even women without PCOS, it may not happen straight away. To maximize your chances, you want to be ensuring you're ovulating as regularly as possible. But for many women with PCOS, you are not, due to this follicular arrest. It simply states that mature egg that grows into ovulation is being stopped before it can reach ovulation due to these hormonal imbalances in PCOS. And I've written here, whether it's insulin, cortisol, androgens, your cycle hormones, so LH, FSH, estrogen, and progesterone, these hormonal imbalances, and these may be different for all women with PCOS because we know how much of an individual nature PCOS has. So we can't give a blanket advice here because everyone's hormone levels may be slightly different. And the thing is too, that your hormone levels aren't stagnant. You might have high testosterone this month, where next month or the month after, you may have normal range testosterone. And that goes for every hormone. And just quickly on that too, I read somewhere that, you know, it's impossible to cure PCOS, which isn't necessarily correct, because PCOS is diagnosed mostly on blood tests and symptoms. But if you take control of your PCOS, you can be undiagnosed with PCOS. Now, that doesn't mean you can drop everything you're doing that has been improving your PCOS. You will still have to do it. But if you improve your symptoms and improve your blood tests, you can be undiagnosed with PCOS, which isn't necessarily a cure, but in a sense, it kind of is. But anyway, that's for another video. But it's these hormonal imbalances that are causing issues with your menstrual cycle, that is causing this follicular arrest, which is causing you to either not ovulate or ovulate extremely infrequently, which is making it hard for you to fall pregnant. But this is where I go deeper, right? Because there are underlying triggers. Now, most people are only talking about the hormonal imbalances and PCOS, but they are not the trigger, right? You don't just have high testosterone levels for no reason. There is a cause of high androgens. You don't just have high insulin for no reason. There is a cause of it. So when you look at medications like Clomid or Letrozole, they focus here on the hormonal imbalances, right? Just quickly, what they do is make your body have low or perceived low levels of estrogen, which increase your brain's production of follicle stimulating hormone, and hopefully that triggers ovulation. That's why those two hormones are called ovulation inductors. And also like metformin, which many women are prescribed, often with an ovulation inductor, and that works on insulin levels. But as I was saying, right, and this is where I'll go real deep on it. This is where you need to know the science, but this is what I really want to give you, because I want to give you the answers. There are underlying triggers of these hormonal imbalances. Hormonal imbalances don't just happen. There is a cause. So, as I've always said, these three causes, and I don't put post-pill in there because coming off birth control, your body should regulate itself. If you're living that healthy 5 seeds lifestyle, it just may take anywhere from 1 month to 1 year to 2 years, right? But these underlying triggers, whether it's insulin resistance, chronic stress, either emotional, physical, or a combination, or inflammation. One of these three is causing your hormonal imbalances. And this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because chronically high insulin levels is inflammatory to your body. And you could be stressed as well, but there will generally be one underlying trigger. And as I always say, for 7 out of 10 women, it's going to be this insulin resistance. So my tips for improving your fertility, and this is what I'm talking about, where I really want to give you solutions, right? I don't want to just give you band-aids or take this or take that. I want to give you the actual solution so you can take control. Is number one, what is your driver? You have to know this. You know, I speak to so many women with PCOS who, yeah, I was told I had PCOS, but that was it. It's like, there are types of PCOS. You have to know what's your driver. And never do I hear, oh yeah, my doctor diagnosed with me a PCOS and he or she took the time to investigate further, right? So a lot of you listening, you've been diagnosed with PCOS, but that's probably all the information you were given, which is a really, really big shame. But you need to speak to your doctor. You need to get the blood test done. What is your driver? Is it insulin resistance, right? So metformin should only really be prescribed if you have insulin resistance. Is it chronically elevated stress? So that will show up as cortisol and probably DHEAS on blood tests. Is it inflammation? Generally, we look at C-reactive protein, CRP, as the biomarker for inflammation. Because once we know our driver, then you can ask yourself, does your lifestyle support the optimization of this? So basically just say, if it's insulin resistance, does my lifestyle do everything possible to reduce my insulin resistance? Because all of these factors are reversible, right? And I'll go into much more detail about this in the future. But we know insulin resistance, we're talking about a low carb diet, calorie controlled diet. Notice I didn't say calorie restricted diet, I said calorie controlled diet towards your goals. Regular exercise, resistance, HIIT, restorative exercise, sleep quality and quantity, and being very smart with your supplements, taking only supplements that have been shown to help with insulin sensitivity. Is it stress? Is your lifestyle optimized to reduce your emotional and physical stress? Stress is a huge one, especially at the moment with the virus and just living with PCOS symptoms. But we're also looking at physical stress, under eating, over exercise, two things that women with PCOS actually do more than you think, because you're always told you have to lose weight. But if you're struggling to lose weight and you don't know how to lose weight for PCOS, what are you going to do? You're going to eat even less and exercise even more. So physical stresses or inflammation. Are you doing everything you can to reduce inflammation? So we're looking at anti-inflammatory foods, anti-inflammatory diets, you know, maybe supplementing with something like turmeric and things of that nature. So really ask yourself these two. Do you even know what your driver is? That's your first thing you need to understand. What's my driver? And then does my lifestyle support optimizing this underlying trigger? Because it's very simple. If you reverse this trigger, then that will naturally help you achieve hormonal balance. Therefore, you will have a regular menstrual cycle. You'll be ovulating regularly. That gives you the best chance to fall pregnant and have a wonderful, beautiful little child or children. Maybe you want a soccer team. So I just wanted to make this video because I want to give you that hope that this isn't a hopeless pursuit. You can fall pregnant. I just speak to so many women who, you know, just have never been given hope. You know, they've been told that, oh, you have PCOS, so you'll never be able to have children. Or it's irresponsible to have children. F that. right? Optimize your lifestyle for pregnant, become a wonderful mother, and that's beautiful. So look, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, ask me below and I'll get back to them as soon as I can, or I'll make future videos or posts on them. And as always, I'll see you on the next video.